History tells us that empires are built by kings born into power. But the first empire in human history was built by someone who wasn't even supposed to exist. No royal blood. No throne. No name. According to ancient records, he was born in secret to a woman forbidden to have a child. So she placed him in a basket, sealed it with pitch, and released him into a river, hoping fate would decide whether he lived or died. That child's name was Sargon of Akkad, and against every law of his time, survived. Sargon's own inscriptions tell a disturbing story. His mother was a priestess, a position that demanded absolute purity. Pregnancy was a crime. If discovered, both mother and child could be killed. So she hid the birth. She hid the child. And finally, she abandoned him. The river carried the basket away, not to death, but to destiny. A water drawer named Aki found the child and raised him as his own. From nothing, Sargon learned discipline. From poverty, he learned hunger. And hunger, in ancient Mesopotamia, created conquerors. As a young man, Sargon entered the royal court of King Yuzababa of Kish. Not as a noble, not as a warrior, but as a cupbearer, the man who tasted the king's drink to detect poison. It was a low position, but also a dangerous one. Cupbearers stood close to power. They listened. They observed. They learned how kings ruled and how they failed. Ancient texts say the king began to fear Sargon, not because of rebellion, but because of dreams. Dreams where Sargon stood above him. In Mesopotamia, dreams were warnings from the gods. And Yuzababa believed the gods were telling him one thing: Sargon would replace him. The king tried to have Sargon killed. He sent him on a mission carrying a sealed message. A message ordering Sargon's execution. But the plan failed, and something changed. The servant realized the king feared him. The abandoned child realized destiny had chosen him. Sargon gathered followers, workers, soldiers, outcasts, men with nothing to lose. Then he did the unthinkable. He overthrew the king, not with noble blood, but with loyalty earned through shared suffering. Before Sargon, the world was divided into city-states. They fought endlessly. None ruled beyond their walls. Sargon destroyed that system. He conquered Sumer, Akkad, Elam, and beyond. For the first time in history, multiple cultures answered to one ruler. He didn't just conquer land, he conquered identity. Different languages, different gods, different traditions, all under one empire. Sargon invented imperial rule, governors, standing armies, supply chains, the blueprint every empire would later copy from Assyria to Rome. Sargon claimed the gods chose him, not as a king possessed. He spread stories of divine favor. He used religion as political glue. But rebellion followed him everywhere. Cities rose against him. Former allies betrayed him. Ancient texts say all lands revolted against Sargon in his old age. Yet he crushed them all. Even at the end of his life, he remained undefeated. Sargon ruled for over 50 years. An impossible reign for a man who began life in a river. After his death, the empire weakened. His successors failed, and history remembered the lesson. Empires can be built by will, but they cannot survive without it. Still, thousands of years later, kings studied Sargon, not for mercy, not for kindness, but for proof that origin does not define destiny. The world's first emperor was illegal at birth, and yet he changed civilization forever. Sargon of Akkad proved one terrifying truth. The most dangerous leaders are not born into power. They are forged by abandonment,